What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Scoot up, bop, boop, beep, bop, a dinkly dow. Hibbity boop.
Oh! Stop the presses! There's an additional supplement. Oh.
Welcome in.
That was
Thank you.
Tremendous.
Welcome into the Spitballers Podcast. Excited to be back with you.
Do?
It could have been. At this point, I don't know. I don't remember. It was
Check the
long
tape.
ago. Jason Moore, Mike Wright. I'm Andy Holloway. Welcome into the Spitballers. We have a fabulous episode for you. Fresh off of an episode that featured a Jason skydiving cannonball that was unforgettable. As we come into the new year, we have Would You Rather on today's show. We have another chance at Liar Liar today on the show.
This is the one.
Yep,
Oh,
I'm with Jason. This is it. This is the time.
And I will tell all of the Spitwads out there on behalf of Al Borland, who I know he wants us to convey this. The new segment is still coming, but
right.
I guess it's much more conducive to the studio environment because there's a lot of slime and props and things of that nature. Is that right, Al?
Something like that.
Something like that. So we're holding it back, and we're giving you a liar liar today until we get back into the studio.
And I'll say the thing about the new segment is we have no idea what it is. So Spitwads, honestly, we could all be getting duped, just like you, that there actually is no new segment. Al Borland is just going to say, "Oh,
it's coming, guys. It's coming
up next week.
It's really good. I have a big plan for it."
And then, something just went slightly wrong. We're going to have to postpone. We'll do it next week. Don't worry.
When we get into the studio, we'll find out it's more conducive for the remote recording environment.
Right. Oh, man, we blew it. Now that I think about it.
I, for one, am thrilled that we're not doing the new segment yet. Not only because I assume Borland did a terrible job with it, but
of course,
more importantly, because it grants us this opportunity to have a liar liar. And I go to bed late at night having a hard time sleeping, knowing that we are. Al, do you know how many liar liar segments we've had? 15?
I don't know. I don't think it's been quite that many. Probably closer to 10. Somewhere.
Feels like 15.
We have never once had someone win the game, ever. And that seems just statistically impossible because it's multiple choice. I mean,
there's three of us. It's not just multiple choice. There's three of us.
So it's game on today, Al.
We also have a great draft for you at Spitballers Pod on Twitter, Instagram.com/Spitballers Pod. Mike is laughing.
Because Jason is... I was told what the draft was a slight time ago. I assembled my list, and my list is not robust. I like to go into every draft with at least 12, just in case there's craziness and you guys all take my picks. Like we've done drafts where we've formed a very hive mind and we're all thinking the same and we're taking each other's picks. And this draft, honestly, I had a bit of a difficult time coming up with a list. Meanwhile, Jason's over there. Oh, I got 5 more. Hold on, I just added 10 more.
Dude, it took me 9 to 12 seconds to have 16 people on my list. And I'm just saying, watch out, Meryl Streep, because we're coming. We're coming for you later.
I haven't told anybody what the draft is. I figured we would keep it secret.
Loyalists of the show know what it is now that Jason has invoked the name of Meryl Streep.
Could be involved. I'll just say, we're drafting overrated actors and actresses.
Yeah, watch out.
So
I thought you turned a corner with Pretty Little Liars. Is that the name of the show?
We will find out. We will find out.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure he'll bring her up first, at least. All right, let's get into some Would You Rather.
Would you rather?
Brian from Twitter says, would you rather have your child or your wife Draw your next or your first tattoo. So your child or your wife gets to draw your next or your first tattoo.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'll let you two go first. This is the easiest answer I've ever had in the
super
history.
easy for me.
There's no way I'm letting my child draw my tattoo. It's my wife.
Well, then we have a difference of opinion.
My wife isn't.
we sure do.
She's a good artist, so I feel like she could take care of a nice tattoo for me.
Could
Like
she?
she's like she's better than I am.
And you're
As
not
an
a bad
artist?
artist. I've seen you draw
Yeah.
some.
She's like she understands like basics of like sketching and stuff, and she teaches the kids that stuff. So I feel like
Okay.
I mean maybe I would
I'm-
get like a perfect cube tattoo or something.
Yes, that would be the most. That would be the most Holloway tattoo. Just a perfect, 100% symmetrical cube.
Yes,
I
that's
mean,
me.
just so well done. Just such an excellent cube. And people, when they see it, they would say, "Is that really on human skin, or can I touch it? It's so clearly a cube."
There you go. There you go. So you guys were both going to go with the kids though.
Oh, my wife is an excellent artist. She can draw and sketch things that blow my mind, but she is a vindictive, awful,
no.
evil maniac who lives for my torture. We do the two of us.
I didn't factor that in.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that's a good
she
point.
It would be the worst. We do a birthday week. I think I don't know if I've shared that on this show before or not. But when it is the week leading up to my birthday, or the week leading up to her birthday, this started when we were poor college kids that we didn't have anything to give, so we just became basically each other's servant. And
Sure.
when it's my birthday week and I get whatever I want, I'm getting
This is
so
the
much
problem.
video game time, and I'm
Anything you want to
basically-
eat, or
anything I
she'll
want
cook
to
you
eat.
anything.
When it's her birthday week time, it's just what can I like? Her birthday week just happened, right? Is right in January, right at the
And you
very
made it
beginning.
through.
It's freezing. I barely survived, but one of the first things she did is like, "Hey, go stand in the pool." It's freezing. And
You
she
have to
just-
do that?
wait,
You
whoa,
have
whoa,
to
whoa,
do
whoa, whoa, whoa.
torture stuff?
Wait.
I got to do whatever she says, and I do.
Hold on. Okay, so the concept of birthday week, I can get on board with the concept because it's I'm gonna handle things for a week. I'll take care of the kids. I'll take care of all the meals. You want
You
to
have
do
no
something-
responsibilities.
right? And you want to do the things that you find fun. I hate.
Absolutely.
Great, I'm on board with that. But sending someone into the swimming pool just because you can. What
hey,
is
honey,
wrong with you?
Get pneumonia for me, honey.
What is
It'll be a good deal.
happening?
So her original idea this year, and it changed because of the whole COVID planet, but her original idea, what she knew she was going to do for birthday week, was make me get a tattoo. That was genuinely what she was going to do.
What?
And yeah, for 100%. And so, look,
That's why you've been working out. You're trying to sculpt up the guns real quick.
I gotta make sure that these tattoos look good. But I know my kids love me, and they are kind and caring. And while not as good an artist, I will get something that makes sense for me. I feel like I would end up with a beautiful, lovely poem to Princess Diane somewhere on my body, because that would be nonsensical and practical. And a great story. She loves a good story.
But that's the thing. That's the good story. That's why I'm going with from the kids. My wife, she's a better artist than I am, but she's not like a photorealistic art. I mean, I'm getting a stick figure. This is what's happening if my wife does it. But I'm also going to get a stick figure if my kid does it, and that's like, I mean, I guess I look at things a little bit differently because I'm heavily tattooed already. But adding a tattoo, or like, oh, my kid drew that when they were 3. Like,
No,
I don't know,
that's
that creates
smart.
like this very sentimental. That I always have that with me. I have that part of their life with me. And before they turned into monsters.
Right. Yeah. That was back when I liked my kids.
Exactly.
The nice thing about if both of them are not going to draw something good, one of them will seem like maybe like a bad tattoo artist, and the other one would just be a bad piece of art, but it's like, that's my kid.
Right.
He or she drew that on me. So in that regard, you're not having made a bad decision about a tattoo artist or something.
And most importantly, look, your kid is always going to be your kid. Your wife? I don't know.
Well, not if she's sending me into the pool.
Yeah,
middle of
man.
January.
TBD.
Here's a little birthday week. We're divorced. All right, let's go here. From this one
You guys
comes
are
in.
on a slippery slope over there, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
we've met in a
Slippery.
comedy improv troupe. This is just who we are.
Ugh, special couple. Space Goat from Patreon
Oh, thank you, Space Goat.
writes this would you rather question. Would you rather be a raindrop or a tsunami? What do you mean be one? Like you are that?
No, I get it. I'm with it. Like you're a raindrop. Okay, I mean you're very inconsequential. There's billions and trillions of raindrops every single day. You're just kind of part of it. Or you're a tsunami. You stand out. You are remembered.
Now, would you see the
aren't
destruction?
You aren't remembered for being the best thing. Like people do not like tsunamis.
Would you see the destruction as then a negative if you were to be? Because I look at that and I'm like, why would I want to be
Is
a
that
raindrop?
feature? Is that a feature of a tsunami? Is like the destruction?
Like I get to go
look
through
what I
and
can
just
do.
wreck stuff. I'm going through and being like, you're not a house anymore. I get to do what I want.
It lasts longer. A tsunami lasts longer than a raindrop.
Yeah.
And
a
how long
raindrop's
does a
little-
raindrop fall versus like, a tsunami? You're cruising the waves for a while.
I'm
Oh, that's a different
millions
way
of
to look at it.
raindrops, right?
Yeah.
I am millions of
No, you're
raindrops
a raindrop.
together. No. If I'm a tsunami.
Oh, I see.
Like, do you want to be one of a cajillion identical raindrops, or do you want to, wreck some stuff?
But that's what I mean. Like you're about to be terrible, and like, are you apologizing the whole
Sorry,
wave in?
sorry.
You're just like, I'm so sorry. I cannot stop.
I was going too fast.
I didn't mean to get this big.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I could be wrong here, but I don't think a tsunami cares at all. I don't think they ever
Probably
apologize
due to the fact
afterwards.
that it's an ocean wave and it's an inanimate object.
Right. And so,
There's no sentient being controlling the tsunami.
well,
This is such an ethereal
all right.
question.
Now, let's say this.
Hey, you came to the right place.
We have personified a tsunami. We now have the control of the tsunami. Would you want to use your being a tsunami to stop yourself? Would you do that? Would you choose to say, I am the tsunami. I'm going to guide myself out to the ocean.
Like lay down your arms?
No landfall to me. I'm just going to go out for a ocean swim.
But the answer is, of course you would, because why? If your choice
would
is
you want to kill
it's
a
just
bunch of people?
incredible destruction upon people who are not ready for it, or nobody gets hurt. Which one would you choose?
Well, I'm not
guys?
worried about the people. I'm water. I'm worried about,
I
look, if I
would-
go over land, I'm dead too, right? Eventually, this is my own destruction.
No, because you recede back into the ocean and you're good to go.
Oh, I'm good either way?
yeah.
Oh, bring me that landfall.
I will take out a ship. I want to at least take out one ship. Just send it flying. I don't need to hit land, but I
Well,
want
you're
to.
not going to send it flying. You're just going to push it. And
Yeah.
it depends on where the ship is.
Maybe we could have a contest if we're all three choosing tsunami of who can get air under the ship. You know what I mean? Like, just can one of us
That poor
launch
ship gets
the
sent 3
ship?
times.
Well, we could choose 3 different ships. That's fine.
Let me refocus us for a moment. What is the benefit of being a raindrop? I think that's what we're having a hard time wrapping our head around. Like, sure, maybe you're acid rain and you could leave a little welt or something, but I mean,
I think it's the beauty.
Why are we so destructive?
We've played a lot of Angry Birds, and what we've learned is it's fun to just knock
do you just
stuff
fall
down.
as a raindrop and just go,
Yes.
wee,
Yeah,
and
look,
then you
it's
just
a
disappear?
I feel like a
Yes.
raindrop is a beautiful, peaceful symbol of life-giving water. You have
What do you want to land on? If you're a
I
raindrop,
want
what
to
do you
land
want
on
to
a
land
leaf.
on?
I want to land on a leaf
Oh.
that's thirsty.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
find a beautiful green leaf that's saying, I need a drop of rain, and I'm coming
Wait,
for you.
a
That's-
green leaf. Oh, yeah, green leaf. Jason, just give it to the people who already have stuff.
Well,
It's a
look, if
green
it's
leaf.
already dead, it can't absorb. It's not doing nothing. I don't want a wilted leaf.
I want to land right on top of a tsunami.
Not my fault.
I just
Not
want to
my
add a
fault.
little extra to that tsunami.
look, this tsunami was like a 9.9. Then I plop down and
That's right.
10-0.
That's right. I guess I'm gonna go tsunami. It's a weird question, man, but that's what this show's about.
Yeah, I'm definitely going tsunami. Sorry, land and people and structures.
All right, Jin from Patreon. Would you rather have a supporting role in a terrible movie or a bit part in a blockbuster?
Oh man. Wait, Jason is shaking his head. What? Why could you possibly be shaking your head, Jason?
I don't know,
Moore,
because
the actor.
Let's see. The question was bit part in a big
supporting role in a terrible movie or a bit part in a blockbuster. So you're known more for your part in a terrible movie than you are a bit part in a block. And what's a bit part? Would that be like, like in one of the crowd in Braveheart, back behind everybody? Yeah.
Well, I feel like to have a cameo, you have to already be famous. A bit part is more of, just a small role. You might have a line.
You're the bartender that says one thing to the character as they walk in the bar, and then that's it.
Here's your drink, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you vanish.
Yeah,
right.
You're just, you're one of the henchmen holding the briefcase.
Yeah.
As some, bit part in a major role. I would personally.
Yes, you are darn right. I am taking the bit role in the blockbuster. Of course you are.
Of course you are.
What? Oh, hey. You want to be well known for being in a piece of crap movie, or do you want to be able to just tell random people the story of how, hey, you remember that really famous movie? I was in it. That's 1,000% what I would be doing.
It is so much better in every possible way. We laugh at the beginning because I've been in some, we'll say, awful movies. But there's no point to that. There's no point. Half the time there's not pay. So you're not even getting financial reward. The movie is awful. Nobody sees it. You're wasting more time to do it.
But isn't it a better springboard to have a significant part in a movie than it is to have a bit part in a blockbuster?
Nope, not if the movie's bad.
No way. Nobody knows it. They're not going to know that you were a big part. They're not going to go research and watch the film and see how you did. They're going to go, oh, I know that movie. He was in that. He must be good.
Okay. All right. I think I'm taking the supporting role. I just want...
Really?
This is like saying, do you want to be like a backup quarterback on a good team or a starting quarterback on a bad team? I want to be the starter. I want a chance to play, man.
Yeah, but I don't think
I don't want to
is.
just show up for a bit part.
I think you're seeing the question wrong, because it's more like saying, would you rather be a star quarterback for a high school, or would you rather be a backup quarterback in the NFL? People know who Chase Daniel is, no matter how bad he is.
Yeah, this is not a Texas high school.
So you're not in the NFL at the supporting role in the terrible movie.
You're the star quarterback at playing up in Delaware.
See, I was seeing the terrible movie as this is still a AAA like hitting the theater type of title. People just hate it. It's just a movie everybody didn't like.
Okay, reread that question. What does it say? How does it specify the movie?
Would you rather have a supporting role in a terrible movie?
Oh, okay. I think maybe we put myself and my terrible movies into play here. I thought this is like... Okay, so you're just talking about...
You thought it was like an underfunded,
Like I'm a big role in The Postman.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. A movie that people didn't like, but you're still a big role. It still hit the theaters.
Who saw The Postman?
Well,
I know I didn't, but...
That's Costner, right?
Yes, that's Costner. I just remember it won a bunch of Raspberry Awards that year, and I believe that is like the anti-Oscars. That's like the worst of the worst.
I got it for you. Would you rather be a supporting role in Batman Forever, or you were a bit part in Iron Man?
I think I'll go Batman.
You'll take that?
Because the pop culture tie-in suckers me in a little bit. Like I'm in a Batman movie and I have a big role in a Batman movie, and I don't care if everybody likes it.
George Clooney is really happy that he was in a Batman
George Clooney,
movie?
look, it was the springboard for his whole career, right?
It was not that. It was the weight that almost destroyed him.
When he turned his resume in for his next film, he left that one off, and they
You're
go,
darn right
they go,
he left
weren't
that
you in
off."
Batman Forever? And he goes,
Nope.
no, that was someone else.
I don't think so. No,
That was my
now
cousin George.
now that you put it that way, I'm definitely taking the Batman. I want the larger role
All right.
in a big enough
So-
movie, even if it's terrible.
Yeah, you might have been projecting a little bit. Dan, from the website, would you rather have to sprinkle a full tablespoon of salt or sugar over every meal? So a full tablespoon,
Okay.
every meal you eat, either a full tablespoon of salt or a full tablespoon of sugar. And I am visualizing and thinking about and almost tasting both of those scenarios. And that's tough.
Oh man. I'm telling you guys, you have no, if you think this question is tough, you do not know how much sugar is added in every single thing you already eat. And I'm not going to lie to you. We add sugar to a lot of the home cooking we do around
You
here.
put sugar on your steak?
I haven't, but man,
like that
that's a great
sweet meat?
idea.
That
I would
actually sounds just fine.
I would
Yeah.
absolutely do that. That sounds great.
You never
Nice
had candied
caramelized-
bacon around a steak? That's a treat.
No, but I mean, like, I make a spaghetti sauce that's to die for, and I put
Because it's sugar?
I put a bunch of brown sugar in that thing, and it's great. It doesn't.
There's
taste,
actually no sauce. It's just brown sugar on it.
It's a brown
you
sugar
ever
paste.
had spaghetti with brown sugar? It's fantastic. No, but I'm putting sugar on everything because if it's sweet, it goes. If it's salty, I still think it goes.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like salt can corrupt. Like putting a spoonful of salt on a piece of cake is going to ruin it. But putting a spoonful of sugar onto something salty, I don't think it always ruins it. Is that right?
It makes the medicine go down.
That's how I see it. I mean,
I think that's right.
if I had a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios and I sprinkle salt on it,
Yeah, it ruined.
I don't think that's any good. But that steak example you gave, I legitimately think the next time I have steak, I've got to
You're
try
gonna go all right.
putting
is
a
there
little bit of
anything-
sugar.
Like, think through it. Is there anything
Okay.
that you think that sugar, an extra, or a full tablespoon of
Sure.
sugar could actually ruin it?
Not soup, not steak,
Not popcorn.
not vegetables. I think vegetables
Um,
would taste well. Would go well with sugar.
It needs to be something savory that gets the savory
Cheese?
ruined. Yeah, cheese would not be great.
Like sweet pizza?
Sweet cheese.
I mean,
Sweet
people
cheese just
put pineapple
sounds good.
on pizza. Like,
Sweet
because they're
cheese, I've never
monsters.
heard of it, but I love it.
Sweet
I mean, that
cheese
sounds-
are made of these.
No, I'm going sugar. I'm putting sugar on everything.
Now,
I've already
which
got a
one would
sweet
you
tooth, though.
which one would you die from sooner? Because a ton
sugar.
of salt is bad and a ton of sugar is bad.
Sugar is way worse for you than salt.
But
I mean,
like
there's
in quantity and mass quantity. Like let me reframe a question. You have to eat a block of sugar or a block of salt every night. You're still going to die quicker with the sugar?
yeah, 100%. There are some
Probably.
benefits to salt. Water
But
retention.
not that much.
I mean, you literally
You
are
need
putting
salt so you can
electrolytes.
actually hydrate.
Yeah, I was going to say you're putting electrolytes in your water. Electrolytes is just a fancy word for salt.
Yeah, it is.
There's benefits.
But you
to
get
salt.
like blood pressure issues, heart disease, stroke with salt.
You get all of that with sugar. You get extra fat with sugar. You get diabetes with sugar.
Yeah.
I mean-
Do you know that they I know overseas they stopped classifying Subway bread as bread
Yes.
because it had too much sugar to qualify as being
Yeah.
a bread.
And that, as an American who has eaten plenty of bread, and it's just normal bread, I think y'all bread overseas must be terrible because Subway's bread's great. I mean,
Now-
it's cake, but it's great.
Now, also, people put, like when cereals were just starting to catch hold in the early 1900s, every kitchen table had a full sugar dispenser, and you just sprinkle tons of sugar over your cereal. And then we just started baking it in.
The early 1900s? I mean, when I was a kid, which was a little after that,
You did that too?
Oh, 100%. You put it on the reason I thought of the Cheerios example is because I would always put sugar over my Cheerios, and the best bite was always when you got that spoon scrape on the bottom and all the sugar that had fallen was like, oh, it's right there, baby.
How in the world do we make these food products where they're like, it's so good, it's delicious, you're gonna love it. Oh, by the way, you should dump a crap ton of sugar on this because my product really, really sucks. How did those people become successful in business? Because as we've now laid out, sugar makes almost everything better.
It makes everything better. If you get a churro, put a little more sugar on it. It's better. It's like, okay, this was good, but now I just improved it. It doesn't matter what you get. Put more sugar on it. It's upgraded.
Now, you technically, Al Borland reminds me, if you don't have salt, you'll die. If you don't have sugar,
Yes.
you're probably going to live longer.
You're probably going to live a lot longer.
I mean, because you don't need it. It's not necessary for your body in any way, shape, or form. You could have zero sugar all the time, and
you'd
you
be
would
healthier.
be fine. You would be
Yes.
healthier, probably.
And if you strip everything out of water, and it's a liquid, but you've somehow removed all traces of salt and electrolytes, like that stuff just goes through your body. You don't absorb anything.
Yeah. Okay.
At least that's what the internet tells me.
What I know is that those people who do the impossible, which is cut sugar out of their diet, just somehow they don't have any sugar, are so healthy. I mean, it's just sugar is not a good thing for us, and it is such a shame how delicious it is.
It's very delicious. All right, let's move on.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
All right. Liar, liar returns.
Oh, man.
It's the final episode before we can say that Al is not undefeated.
Oh, that's right. This is the final one.
And
oh, man.
here we are, 3 rounds. 2 truths, 1 lie. And you guys prepared? Are you ready? Are you feeling sharp? Have you taken any supplements to improve your mental acuity?
I ate a block of salt.
You guys been reading your Britannicas?
I feel completely unprepared for this, and that's how I want it to be because I felt good going into past Liar Liars.
So I feel bad.
I'm gonna.
I feel like a complete fool right now.
And I'm gonna nail it. I'm gonna go 3 for 3 here.
Oh, you're gonna miss the first one. Here we go. Round 1. The melody of the national anthem of Yemen is palindromic. It sounds the same whether you play it forward or reverse.
We're off to a bad start.
There's no way.
My
There's no
Yemen
way.
My Yemen knowledge has decreased since my whole life. Frank Sinatra's publicist would audition and pay girls $5 to scream at his early performances to get the crowd excited.
I buy it.
That's a good businessman right there. It's like,
It does seem smart.
pay to get the crowd hyped? Heck yeah.
Third fact, Jim Carrey's The Mask, Ace Ventura, and Dumb and Dumber all came out in 1994.
Oh,
Jason Moore, you have to answer that question.
I feel like
That
Phone a
is-
Friend would call Jason on
and
this
I,
one.
and I would say that's the truth. You go ahead and
No.
mark
Well,
that.
there's 2 truths. So
They were all
That's-
94?
That's a truth. There's no way that. Oh, it says the melody of the national anthem.
yeah.
Okay, I was thinking that this was like the song, the whole song.
The
Like,
whole song goes
basically-
like this. It goes dun dun dun,
Yeah, and then that also would not
and
be
then
a
it works
palindrome.
in the other way.
What
Oh man.
genius wrote that? If that's true, that's impossible to
Mike,
do
you're-
by accident.
Okay, so I've answered the Jim Carrey Mask Ace Ventura. I believe it's true. I think they all came out in 1994. There was some issues with Dumb and Dumber being made. It kind of got delayed. So I would go to you for. Is it realistic?
You would be a fool. I don't know anything about palindromic music.
Well, I'm just saying you make music.
no,
Would
no,
it
but
be
it's a palindromic
realistic?
anthem, Mike. This is really your wheelhouse.
Okay, my gut reaction is that yes, this would absolutely be possible, but you would have to be a theory master, or you would have to have modern day technology, and I can't imagine they're writing their national anthem in the year 2020. They're like, well, we should get a national anthem. This is the time to do it.
Okay.
So it's possible.
I got my lie. I'm going to lock it in. It's Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra's publicist would audition and pay
Blue
girls
Eyes,
fi-
he didn't need this.
He didn't need this. By the time
Frank.
you have a publicist, those girls are already screaming. I mean, I can't imagine he had a publicist at his early performances. And also, what's $5 with inflation? You know,
Jason, you realize wasn't the tail allegedly, isn't Frank Sinatra like tied in with the mob?
Oh
Wasn't
yeah,
he a high-ranking mob official of some-
allegedly he was definitely connected. Allegedly with the mob.
I think that person can have a publicist on their very first gig.
Sure.
So that's your locked-in lie. I mean,
that's my
locked
locked-in lie. I think that's it. It doesn't seem like a lie. It just seems like, oh yeah, that's a good business decision.
It's just tough because the Jim Carrey one, that's a lot to come out in 1 year.
Guys, it's question number 1. Do we have to team up here?
I don't know, but I will say this. There is part of me that just, as Andy said, walking through that Ace Ventura one, I was like,
seems impossible.
If you both don't take it, and then I was so sure that it was true, and the whole gig's over.
I'll do it. I'll lock in the Jim Carrey one.
All right, I'll lock in. I'm locking in the anthem. I think that one's the wrong one.
That's right, Owl.
That's right, Owl.
For you.
We're tag teaming this.
All right.
All right. Well, way to rip the Band-Aid off, Jason. You got that one wrong. So,
Andy, come on!
Andy got that one right.
Dag nugget.
Oh,
the melody of the national anthem of Yemen, that was a complete lie.
Hold on. Can we
I'm
pause
going to throw
so
that
means
in my audio interface and see if I can reverse it and see if it's.
Can we pause the recording and go back and start over? Because I would love this knowledge to be.
So I'm the last one standing already.
You're already it. Dang.
All right. Well, you know what? You
For future
are
reference,
too good at this, Al.
For future reference, I think this is like the second time we've purposely split our vote, and I think it could backfire here because now two horses are out of the race.
Yeah,
Certainly,
and I
but
think I was the last horse that had a chance.
Also, hold on. The Mask, Ace Ventura, and Dumb and Dumber came out in one calendar year.
Jim Carrey owned the world.
Yes, sir.
How did that possibly happen? Because I thought that. I mean, I know he was he had some notoriety from on. He was on In Living Color, and he was, people knew who he was. But how do movie companies go all in on one actor when they don't even know if he will be successful in the box office? This is blowing my mind.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about talent, you know it's going to work.
Round 2. Human saliva contains a natural painkiller called opioorphin that's 6 times more powerful than morphine.
I'm smelling something, guys, and it stinks.
That doesn't seem right.
Does it smell like some
Saliva?
pants on fire?
Opioorphin? Come on.
Fact number 2, when a department director at Amazon was late to an important meeting because of car trouble, Jeff Bezos bought her 2 luxury vehicles and said, "Don't be late anymore."
So that
now,
means
Bezos is the one that famously, once he was still a billionaire, was driving an old beater and did not care about a luxury vehicle, if my memory serves.
Yeah, your memory sucks. No.
But it is correct.
No, I don't know. I don't know about that one. The third one is the word feisty comes from a Middle English word that implied small farting lapdog. What? Now,
Oh, that's fantastic.
it's terrible because if that one's the lie, then the other 2 are true. That means the saliva one's true. I mean, the Bezos one seems so reasonable.
It seems
compared to the
reasonable.
other 2.
It seems like it could be true, but I don't know Bezos, but the stories aren't the most glowing.
Yeah.
I
Right
believe
now?
that the feisty one has to be true. Small farting lapdog. I could see that. I mean, people had dogs back then, and they probably farted, and
I
it
was
was
getting a
probably
little
small.
feisty.
Yeah, it at least makes a little sense. The human saliva, natural painkiller, 6 times. We're not
Opioorphin.
spitting all over each other. I mean, oh no, he went down, spit all over him.
Wouldn't we not need morphine if our saliva already is numbing us from?
Not if it's just a very small.
It could be a
amount.
small amount that they haven't concentrated to create something.
Of
and then-
opioorphin.
well, maybe I mispronounced it pretty terribly. I don't know.
I don't know. It sounds like someone's like, man, what do you call opioids and morphine if you
Yeah, it
combine
does,
them together?
doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
Opie-orphan.
All right, I'm gonna lock that one in as my lie. I'm not gonna waver here. I'm gonna lock in the saliva one as a
I'm
lie.
locking in the Bezos one.
Oh, then we're going
He
three
didn't-
different
he
directions.
Didn't buy 2 luxury vehicles.
That one
for
makes too
anybody.
much sense. I tried to fall victim to that trap with Frank Sinatra. I'm going feisty, coming from a Middle English word that implied small farting lapdog, is a lie.
All right. Well, it is up to you guys if you want to keep going or not.
Oh,
because
no.
nobody can win. Mike got that one right. I'm sorry.
You're darn right I
The
did.
Jeff Bezos fact was made up.
So there is something called, are we pronouncing that correct, Owl Borland, or do you not know?
I believe it is opioorphin. Yes, and it's
Opioorphin?
it's an endogenous chemical compound with a pain-killing effect greater than morphine.
Opie-orphan.
Well, you know what? Here we are again, round 3.
goodness, that's-
Now it's
Oh,
just
can't
about
be
beating
true.
one another, right? Now
Andy,
it's just
can you imagine right now going into the third question being Jason Moore on the brink of a shutout for Liar Liar when he declared
Never.
to the universe that he was going to sweep all 3?
Never
I
gonna
love
happen.
it.
To get one correct.
I have never gone 0 for 3.
Has
that I
anybody
can
ever gone 0
remember.
for 3? I think you could be the first, Jay.
I will not. This one I will nail. Let's
Mike
hear
and
'em.
I competing for first place here. Well, Al won first. We're competing for second.
Yeah.
Round 3. Fact number 1. The iconic Schwarzenegger line, "I'll be back" from Terminator was actually improvised. The script called for him to stare intimidatingly at the officer, but Arnold said it felt awkward, and so he filled the space. Okay.
The king of the one-liners.
Number 2. The anus is the first part of the human body that forms in the womb.
What?
Okay.
Gotta get rid of that waste.
All right.
Look, if there's stuff coming in, there's waste coming out.
Okay.
Third fact, Einstein's brain was stolen after his death and was not found for 23 years?
Wait a minute. Yeah, wouldn't after 23 years you not be able to find a brain? How long does it take for a brain to decompose?
Well, if you put
Well,
it in, like,
it's not like loosely grabbed. If it was in ice or something, it's not, give me that brain. Running around like it's a
All right,
soccer ball.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I just thought, all right, put it on the shelf. It disappeared.
Yeah, that's what's left. I think the Schwarzenegger line makes too much sense to me. I think the Einstein line makes sense. I'm going to say the anus one is made up.
all right. So my competition is already locked in. I didn't want to tip my hand, but I've got that spider sense tingling that I've heard that Einstein fact before.
Yeah, I don't know that that's true, but that seems too insane for Owl to make up. Just insane. It's so
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do,
specific. I'm gonna go with
Jason? Mr. Ofer?
I'm gonna go with
You could go for 3 here.
oh,
This is
man.
not how we thought it would play out.
Can I phone a friend? Owl Borland. Which,
Oh.
oh goodness. All right, I'm gonna go with the Schwarzenegger line. I'll be back. It's too benign. I'll fall for the same trap I did with Frank.
All right.
Man.
It's up to you, Mike.
So the anus is the first part of the body. I mean, I love a good butthole joke, but,
Well,
but
that's
it
gotta
just
be
seems
the
like it
lie.
makes so much sense.
That's got to be the lie. Hear me out, because
Oh, no.
Owl is so incredibly. I know how much time he puts into these, which is clear because he always wins. But because it's in the third question, he's worried. Okay, if someone's 2 in a row, you think that he wouldn't make it up specifically with that body part. But that's the trick.
We are diving deep here to crack the code. The problem
Mike,
is,
you got to lock in.
I know. Well, I'm thinking through it. The problem is if I go with that one, then Andy and I tie. Do I believe that?
If you don't, and I'm right, you lose.
Fine, I lock in the anus line.
I'm
That is
just
the lie.
giving you the facts.
That is the.
Well,
that's
if
the
I'm
lie.
right and you guys are wrong now, then we all tie for
No one
first
cares.
place.
No one cares
That's
about
true.
you.
All right, Al.
It's a tie, fellas.
Oh, in your faces!
Yeah, the Schwarzenegger line was made up.
Never,
Well, the
ever going to
line
happen
wasn't-
to go 0-3.
The line wasn't made up, but the fact was, huh?
Correct.
Right, the line was
All
not.
right.
We've all seen it.
And
We
to
knew he
shed some
couldn't-
light on the Einstein brain thing, the pathologist that was doing the autopsy actually stole his brain, chopped it up into hundreds of pieces, and preserved it for his own self-study.
Wow.
There you go. All right.
A Robin Hood situation.
Owl wins this one. I'm just happy to tie for first place with one correct.
I feel
Answer.
humbled and beat up by Al Borland. All right, let's draft.
The Spitballers Draft.
Well, that means we all start out as little anuses, right?
That is what it means.
Dude, told you, man, there's stuff going in. It's got to get out. That's the rule.
But wouldn't we have to start as a
it's
stomach?
just going. Yeah, I was gonna say nothing's going in if you start as an anus.
I guess that's a fair point.
All right. We are drafting, as I said at the top of the show, what we believe are the most overrated actors and actresses. Now, I will tell you, I have the first pick, and this is a tough topic because there are tiers of actors and actresses, and there is something to be said about being in a lot of feature films or being quote-unquote A-list and then being overrated versus being B-list and overrated, whereas the A-lister might still be a little bit better than the B-lister, but like the proportion of overratedness is too high. So,
And there are people who are overrated, as in the skill of their acting is overrated, and yet we still like them and we still like their movies.
true. Yeah, and there have been people put in really, really good scripts and movies that aren't the best actors and actresses that have benefited from that.
That's true.
Uh,
Jason is so excited for
he is.
I
Can't
mean,
believe how
look,
much
I'm
you wanna
ready to
crap on
I'm
people.
ready to body these people. Look, they're fine. They're successful. Everyone on this list is having a fine profession as an actor or actress, and they're going to have their critics, and I'm one of them. So let's get after it.
All right, my first pick, and there were many names that came to mind that I thought about, but I genuinely think at this point, the most overrated actor that I'm going to go with is Johnny Depp.
Oh, that was my number one.
Was he?
Yes, he was my
You
number
guys
one.
suck.
Oh,
Johnny
Johnny-
Depp is awesome.
Johnny Depp is the prototypical same character, different costume, same makeup,
Erroneous.
same acting.
Erroneous.
I'm not saying I don't enjoy Jack Sparrow in the first movie or Edward Scissorhands. I think it started out good, but now he's just mailing it in. He's just doing the same thing. Oh, Willy Wonka is the same character as everybody else is the
Yes,
same.
he does the same thing because all he does is make Pirates movies, so he has to be the same character. That's not his fault.
yeah, he was the worst Willy
mean,
Wonka imaginable.
I was going to say Willy Wonka does not have to be like,
a psychopathic
Sparrow.
pirate. Yes. No, I totally agree, and that's not to say I haven't enjoyed a Johnny Depp movie before. I enjoyed Pirates of the Caribbean, but I think he's so overrated because people, especially when that movie came out, they were like, look at his choices. Oh my gosh, he's so bold. And it's like, no, he does that every movie he's ever been in, and even if it doesn't require it in the script, blech.
Yeah, and I would say that people have started to catch on and probably aren't giving him the credit anymore that he used to have because he's played the same character in the last 18 movies. But I think he belongs at the top of the list because I think he's wore out his welcome too. So
All right, that's fine.
I'm
boo
sorry,
it.
Mike. I know.
I
That's
like-
okay. I'm sure we'll have lots of people like that
I
that
like
we'll
Johnny
disagree
Depp.
with.
All right, I'm going to take somebody, and like I said, just because they're overrated doesn't mean I do not like this person. I just think that this guy somehow just he's in every movie imaginable. He had because he hit critical acclaim back in 1987 when he was in Raising Arizona, and people were like, oh, this psychopath, it works out. And you're like, no, that's him. That's all he can do. And I'm talking about my man. I'm talking about Nicolas Cage,
Yes.
the most overrated actor in the
Yes.
history of movies. But along
I love
with
him.
that, I think he knows. I think he's in on it. He's in on the grift. He knows he's overrated, and he just shows up and he cashes those checks and makes those movies.
He is the quintessential most loved horribly overrated actor of all time. I mean, I can watch a Nick Cage movie one right after the other, right after the other, right after the other. Sign me up. I love Nick Cage in a movie, but the dude can't act.
See, the thing is the thing about Nick Cage, I actually removed Nick Cage from my list only because I didn't believe anybody thought he could act.
Right.
Being in movies does not mean people have rated you as a good actor. So I get it, though. I mean, he certainly had a run there for quite a while. Gone in 60 seconds.
Are you
I
talking
remember
about the
seeing that movie.
1995 Academy Award winner for Best Actor in Leaving
Yes.
Las Vegas, Nick Cage?
Is that the one
Yes.
who won it over Mel Gibson and Braveheart, Nick Cage?
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Hold on. Is that true?
Yes,
Yes.
that's true.
That's a fact,
He didn't.
Jack.
No. Actually, it's not true because he couldn't win it over someone who wasn't even nominated.
Okay, that's what I meant. Was he actually was Mel Gibson nominated for Braveheart?
No, he won it for the Golden Globes.
He won the Best Actor
but he
for
wasn't
Golden
even
Globe, yeah.
nominated. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm up.
You're
Oh,
up.
I
The
love that.
floor is yours.
I love that pick, Mike, because you said this at the beginning of the show, which is like, just because someone's overrated does not mean we don't like them. And Nick Cage is poster boy because I just love him. But oh man, what a bad actor! All right, so I've got my pick of two here, and well, I said it early, I've said it before, but Meryl Streep will not be my pick. Because
yeah.
Big Little Lies. I've watched a couple more things that she's been in, and okay, all right. Sometimes she's just dynamic and unbelievable. And I will say this:
I love that big growth.
Get out of my musicals, Meryl Streep. No longer go in my musicals and stay further away from comedy. But goodness gracious, you give a good dramatic role to Meryl Streep, she's got your heart in her hand. So no, I apologize for my previous takes on
Okay.
Mrs. Streep. I'm going to go with a very similar level of actor. I mean, you're talking
wait,
about
serious?
Meryl Streep.
All
And I
right.
remember growing up, it was like the best of the best is Meryl Streep, and on the male side is Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is not a good actor at all.
Dude, you are speaking my language.
Yeah,
right
he's on
now,
my
man.
list too, dude. He sucks.
He's just a mumbly, gargly mess.
Right.
And if you're in a
Right place, right time.
100%, got a couple good roles that were
Get
easy
some
to
mob
do.
movies. I mean, Goodfellas was good in Goodfellas, right? Because it's a
I
specific
don't know.
narrow.
Never seen it.
and
Oh,
then,
you haven't seen Goodfellas? Wow.
And then he had this like decade run of coming out in nothing but comedies.
Oh
Look,
no, stay
I-
away. Meet the
comedies-
Parents.
Comedies are not easy. Comedies are not you. There are people who can do comedies who can't act. People who can act who can't do comedies. And then there's Robert De Niro, who I think is overrated and shouldn't be in either.
Yeah, I think you're gonna get some hate on that one because
Oh,
I think
yeah.
there are the mob purists with Heat and Casino and Goodfellas and
Look,
You
part
know.
of being overrated means that people love them.
that's
Right?
true.
I mean,
that's true. Taxi Driver.
I'm saying Robert De Niro is overrated, not because he is as bad an actor as Nick Cage. Like, he can act circles around Nick Cage, but because people think he is just this
Like a demigod, yeah.
generational talent of acting. He's not. Okay, now on the other side, I just said, now I take comedy serious, right? I grew up doing comedy. We've got this comedy podcast. It's important to me. So I'm going to take here a comedic, I don't even want to say actor because it's ridiculous. It's not. He's too bad to be called an actor. And this isn't one I like. This is one I hate. I can't stand it, and I don't know why they keep casting him in darn near everything. But John Cena is the worst. Now, you might say, wait a minute, nobody thinks he's a good actor. He's still overrated with however low your opinion is of him. That's too high. John Cena is bodied by me right here. Stop having him host award shows. Stop having him make funny movies where he's
no
got no
SNL.
comedic timing.
Don't go SNL.
Yeah, he's a great wrestler. And I know that others have made that transition. But stop it with John Cena.
Oh, man. That's
Stick
really
to bodybuilding.
funny.
All right. That's my two.
All right, Mike, you're back up.
Well, I'm glad I have not chosen someone that I'm afraid to come up against in the street.
Right? Yes. I would very much tell John Cena what a phenomenal actor he is and shake his very large hand. Probably bow if we were face to face.
All right. I'm between two names here, and I have no idea with Andy's list if either of these guys would actually be on the list, so I don't know how to play this.
That's interesting.
So I will take I'm just going to go with my heart here, and I'm going to take an actor who, honestly, I think is this is bad Johnny. If you thought you didn't like Johnny Depp, this is the guy who thinks that he's Johnny Depp, and he's trying to become him.
Okay, I know where you're going.
And he's like, he thinks he's Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, Daniel Day-Lewis transforms into the role. This person,
I think I know who you're going. He's on my list.
They transform into the role, except they do not. I'm taking Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Yes!
Because that dude is
Try hard.
Yes, he is a try hard. I get it, man. We all want to be certain things. You want to be respected as that incredible classical actor. You want to be the rock star in everything he does. Just to me, I'm like, this is self-indulgent, and I am not having any of this right now.
One of my biggest pet peeves in all of humanity and the world is art house movies. These artsy indie movies that are given so much love and credence because they're bad. Because oh, there was no ending. That's the point. Like, no, just.
I love no endings.
But my point is, that's what Jared Leto is to acting. It's like, oh, he's so out there. He's just so you don't understand. It's like, oh, I love that he's on your guys' list.
That makes sense. All right, so you have Nick Cage, Jared Leto. My first pick here, as I have two back to back. I have Johnny Depp already. I'm going to go with, I think, somebody that kind of fits the prototypical overrated actor department, and it's Ben Affleck.
Always on my list.
Yeah.
He's too monotone and just kind of been carried along by others.
By Good Will Hunting.
By Good Will Hunting, and then by...
And The Town. The Town's really good.
You know what? The Town is really good. And
The Town's really good.
Look, every once in a while, you can get an accidental performance that fits.
Situation.
Yeah. Sometimes you're cast properly. And
yeah, he cast himself.
there you go. Delivering monotone lines. He wrote all the lines. So there you go. So I think Ben Affleck is pretty darn overrated. He's a terrible Batman. Just to throw on the top of the list.
I don't think I got to say this for my boy Ben. I don't think Batman was his fault. If you look at that stupid DC script he was given, every single line was intentionally pouty with no depth. Now don't get me wrong.
Which he excels at. I mean, he's
yes,
very
he does.
good. I mean,
he does. But I think he had a run of movies. Did you guys ever see Jersey Girl?
No.
He was good in that.
He was in Geely. Are you a real big fan of
Geely?
Geely with Jennifer Lopez?
Giggly or whatever. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, Geely. That was the movie that ruined his career for a while.
Yeah, that was the movie that. See, he's been carried along by Good Will Hunting, and then he was carried along by being with Jennifer Lopez, and.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. He is probably overrated, but he's another one of those where it's like, I don't mind watching. I like watching Ben Affleck. Sometimes you're not a great actor. You've just got good charisma, and that's enough. That's enough.
You're going to... Man, I've got one name on this list that I might as well save till my last pick because there's just no chance that you both don't love this guy. So I guess
I know what. If you take him, I'm writing it down. Oh, I'll disrespectful. A plague on your house.
And I had De Niro on my list. So I won't go there. Man, I'm having a hard time deciding where to go here because I know I'm going to save this other guy. You know what? I'm going to say it's perfect. It's a perfect combo with Ben Affleck. You're both going to hate it too. And I like a lot of his movies, but I do not think he's a very good actor in and of himself. I think Matt Damon sucks too.
You just got the Boston Boys.
I really do. compared to Ben Affleck, he's great. So he always teams up with Ben
All
Affleck.
right.
But independently,
Matt Damon.
Yeah,
was it Martian and like these movies that he's supposed to carry where he isn't Jason Bourne fighting and the action carries the movie? Like he's a good action actor, but I don't think he's a good actor, including going back to like Good Will Hunting was just fine. So I think I'm going to put the Boston Boys together. I'm sorry.
I get it. I get it. He's fine.
I get it. The hard part is Affleck was on my list. Matt Damon is not on my list. But I know we're rating their acting ability, but outside of being an actor, those two are just so delightful.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
They don't take anything too serious. Matt Damon is an incredible humanitarian, but I can get it that the acting is not what you
Just
hoped
a little
it would be.
overrated. That's all.
All right.
Mike.
Okay. I've got my name. I think I'm gonna make some people upset here. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna take an actress, and I just don't get it because she is this is A-list supreme tier superstar.
Oh, I know exactly where you're going.
Is Julia Roberts.
I knew it.
I don't get it. She is the same person in every single movie, and that character is not for me. I don't get it.
I can see that. And actually, I think her situation was similar to the Jason Meryl Streep one in a way, in the fact that a lot of...
Am I missing something? Did I miss a movie where it's like...
Erin
holy crap,
Brockovich,
Julia
she was
Roberts.
incredible. Erin Brockovich, she was great in. But a lot of her movies aren't movies that we necessarily watched a lot of, right? Like, I can tell you right now, I never saw Pretty Women. Like,
Pretty Woman is fantastic.
So I imagine that...
Is it fantastic? Is it Jason?
Yeah, it's
Is it
great.
fantastic because of her?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the same without
So
Julia
I
Roberts.
think that some of her movies that are in the like wheel area where maybe I haven't seen them all.
Maybe she just
But
doesn't, she doesn't
Tinkerbell?
the genre.
Tinkerbell, Mike? In Hook?
Oh, I forgot she wasn't hooked.
So that makes sense though. I mean, big smile.
I'm giving the men the business. I gotta give Julia Roberts the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Jason, you got your final two picks.
I've got two picks here.
I think you'll find people that agree with you on that one, Mike.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Man, two last picks.
I've specifically saved save one for last, Jason. So don't
right.
come in here and surprise me.
All right, I'm gonna start here. I've got two guys on my list. I'm gonna go with a girl who is so bad at acting.
Okay.
I don't blame her. It is not her fault. She was cast as a child, and you don't know how they're going to develop as an actress. But then she had a run of taking over major motion pictures, including a wonderful remake I was excited to see when she got to play Belle in Beauty and the Beast. But Emma Watson is... Look, I loved Harry Potter. I grew up I was a big Emma Watson fan, but now as she's developed into a woman and she's in these roles, it's like, stop it, just get her out. She's just plain vanilla on the screen, and the only thing she could do was move her eyebrows around a ton, and no thank you. Sorry.
All right, you were right, Mike. He was going to get serious about some of these.
Oh man! All right, so I've got to go with another one.
Yeah,
You were so excited
Who's
to do
next?
this draft, Jason, and then he realizes, being mean to people's not so fun.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just a matter of I gotta.
Except for John Cena, you had no problem
pick
being
my
mean
fights.
to John
That's
Cena.
true, except in person.
poor Emma Watson.
I mean, again, I said I don't blame her. It's not her fault. All right, let's see here. I couldn't go that name. I would be murdered by Mike.
Follow your heart.
Follow my heart. Okay, all right. You got me. You got me. I'm gonna follow my heart. And maybe this is my own disappointment from a long-standing love of the series, but I'm going to pair the same way that you paired the Boston Boys. Daniel Radcliffe's not getting out of here untouched. Daniel Radcliffe is not he's gone into theater and doing these roles in London where he's
2 Harry Potter actors.
Yes, because they become famous from getting this childhood role. A lot of these
What other Daniel Radcliffe movies have you seen? 'Cause I have seen Harry Potter.
I've seen 7 or 8 of those, so that's enough.
Did you see the one where he was the dead guy? Where he was just like,
yeah, with the I know what you're talking about. I remember.
I never saw it.
I saw the trailer.
But so what have you seen with
when you're bad enough
that
there?
You're putting him on your list.
How many Julia Roberts movies have you seen? More or fewer or more than 8? Mike?
Probably more. Julia
No
Roberts is in
way.
a lot of movies.
No way, but I'm putting them together. Those 2 tag team. And I think that there was a lot. It's not fair when these childhood actors get cast. Like, I doubt anybody is taking like Drew Barrymore.
I thought you were actually. I thought you were going to go Drew Barrymore, with
right?
that first
Like,
pick, but
yeah,
you went Emma Watson.
right? Because it's like you're cast, and then you become famous, and then you're cast because you're famous, not because you're a good actor. And so
Recognizable.
All
yeah,
right.
exactly.
All right,
Mike, you are up.
all right. I've got my last one here. I don't know how much people actually love this man, but I know that he is a star. Right? Oh, Swiss Army Man was the name of that Daniel Radcliffe movie. I will not pull the punches here. I do not like this guy because his characters to me are simply being a pompous anus, and I will take Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's on my list. I was between him and Daniel Radcliffe. I regret
What does
taking
he always
Radcliffe.
play? What does he always play?
A pompous anus. Like he comes in with his British accent. I get it. You sound smarter than I do, so be smarter than me, and don't just be a jerk about it. So he is that role, which as Doctor Strange is just like, meh. Okay, he's fine.
He's fine as Doctor Strange.
But you have that. You have Sherlock. I don't like you as Sherlock, and then you come in and you make the
Grinch. Yes,
you remade the Grinch. The Grinch in the theater. Look, I take my kids to every movie possible because when you are a parent, a movie theater experience means I get 2 hours where I can just take a break. I can veg out. I don't fall asleep at movies. At the Grinch, that was the first time in my I don't know how old I was at the time, 35 or 36. That was the first time in the history of my life that I ever went, I'm going to sleep. I am not going to watch this movie because it sucks. I'm out.
I have slept.
I went to sleep, and it was great.
I've slept at one movie in the theater, and it was The Grinch by Benedict
My
Cumberbatch.
man, yes.
He is.
Sleepers unite.
I mean, yeah, I'm right there with you. And what's craziest about this is like he is
not funny. He was not funny.
No, he's not funny. But he's like seen as this heartthrob. I don't
Look.
like. I can look at a
I've
guy.
I've heard.
I can look at a guy and be like, "That's a handsome man." I don't.
He's
I
not
don't get it
classically
there.
handsome. I get it. I get it. He's a unique guy.
All right, Andy. This is
And
your time
overrated.
to. Don't you dare do it. Oh, he's gonna do it.
You don't know.
Oh.
I'm gonna say a name that I'm gonna preface it by saying this. When I think of a A-list superior actor, it's because I associate them with good films. Okay?
Okay.
Not every film. All right? Not every film that's ever been released.
Oh man.
Okay.
So
we're
when
good.
your association comes down to every film that's ever been made,
Oh man.
I don't think you're the best actor on earth. And therefore, my final pick is Samuel L. Jackson.
No, you did not.
Samuel L. Jackson. I think he is overrated. Not that he hasn't
give
made
you a moment to retract your statement, sir.
Not that he hasn't made good films. There are many
How
films in which
dare
he is
you.
good. But he has been in everything.
I look, I get it. There were two
And at some
fears I
point he
had.
started playing the same person in every movie.
No, that is fine, Andy, because I think he's good at playing that one person. I've only seen him try to act once.
Dude, A Time
And
to
it was
Kill?
to be Samuel L. Jackson.
Time to Kill, he is fabulous.
Oh, man. Star Wars, when he's trying to be one of these, he was so bad at Star
That's
Wars.
one of the movies that pops out to me as
yeah,
well.
That movie wasn't.
I mean, so the movies where
Source material, man.
he's really, really had to stretch himself, I don't think he's been that good. Now, that being said, he can, he's compelling, but I just think he's overrated. So by our definition.
The name that you said you were going to pick that you thought Mike and I would hate, and you were
Okay,
gonna take
yeah, I'd love
last,
to know because I didn't hit it, apparently.
I thought you were going to say Will Ferrell. Because I know you don't love his
okay.
movies the same as we do, but I would have revolted. And then
Sure.
at the end, when you said he's in everything and he's overrated, I thought you were going, my man Brad Pitt.
You know what? There's been some bad Brad Pitt movies, though. I will say that.
Impossible.
No,
Never happened.
what was the one where he played Achilles?
I love Troy. I watch that at
movie.
least every
No,
year.
Troy sucks.
Troy was awesome.
He sucks in that movie.
It was not just whoever was in charge of that movie they did not rein anything in. They're like, well, what kind of accent should I use for this? I don't know. Just make one up.
That is 100% right.
You don't need to sound like anybody else who grew up in the country of origin where you are from.
Do you want me to change accents mid-speech? Yes, that's fine. No problem.
Whatever.
Don't care.
Whatever.
It was such a fun movie. I mean, look, it is not a masterpiece. It's bad, and I love it. I will watch that. I literally watch that movie almost every year just because it's on somewhere.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I love it. It's great.
That's
My
crazy.
man Brad Pitt's in it.
Nobody's ever actually said that. You're the first.
Yeah.
I love B. Pitt.
I will say
Troy.
here's some other names I'm going to bring up and get your quick reaction to. Will Smith is no longer the box office draw he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the charisma, but not a great actor.
And what are your takes on, because some people believe this. What do you think of Leo? Do you think Leo's worthy
Leo?
of all of the, because he could get the Jared Leto try hard thing too.
Phenomenal.
Leo is a national treasure and is one of the greatest actors of our generation.
I completely
Don't
agree
even
with you,
think
Mike.
about anything else.
He
Okay. All right.
He is as good as it gets. On my list, I had, let's see, I had Sandra Bullock, overrated as an actress.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher, but he's not really, and Shia LaBeouf. I feel like they're the same.
Shia
name.
LaBeouf is a
Whoa.
good one, yeah.
Dude.
Here's the name.
I get it. Shia LaBeouf is not in the news for being a good dude. We're just talking about his acting ability. I think he's fabulous.
Oh.
I think he's very, very good.
John Krasinski.
I am always drawn to the screen.
John Krasinski, I don't
That's
know.
tough,
if,
though. He's not been in
He's
enough.
not acting. He's just being. But the name that like belongs on this list because he's overrated. He's not a good actor, like at all. He's very Nicolas Cage. But I would never, ever, ever, ever bring him up because he's so phenomenal.
You better not
Keanu
say.
Reeves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he definitely.
Keanu
yeah.
Reeves is not a good actor.
He's not a good actor.
But I mean, dude, he's Keanu. Like,
But he's a great. He's so likable that he supersedes all of it.
100%.
Yes.
He's got the good charisma and the likability where I will watch Infinity. Those two, Nick Cage and Keanu Reeves, need to get together and make a cinematic masterpiece that I can watch on the monthly schedule.
Kristen Stewart came to mind,
she's on
too.
my list too. She's
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a fun
You got any
episode.
extras to throw in, Mike?
I had Kevin Bacon on my list.
What about John Travolta?
John
Travolta
overrated
was
anymore.
Travolta was on my
I
list.
know,
but-
that's the
but-
problem.
But we had got to the point where it's like
No one's
Yeah.
casting him. Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield.
right place, right time for Grease and Saturday Night Fever.
Mm-hmm.
He was the right guy for those movies. And
What
then-
about Michael? You're not a big Michael fan?
I haven't thought about that movie in 20 years.
What was that other one? The starts with a P.
Powder?
No.
That's not Travolta.
It came out at the same time.
Yeah. I'll try to remember it while we close this thing down. How about that?
What did we learn today?
What did we learn today other than Phenomenon? That's the movie I was thinking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Where he spins the glasses.
Yeah, he's Swordfish. Yeah, he's not in a lot anymore, is he?
No.
No.
He took a forced
Oh,
break from
man.
acting.
Broken Arrow is him and
Oh,
and
bro.
Kevin Bacon, right?
no,
It's
Christian Slater.
Christian
Slater,
Slater.
yes.
There
Yeah,
you go.
Wait, so you're telling me Christian Slater and Kevin Bacon are different people? That's what I learned today. I learned that Kevin
That they're
Bacon and
different
Christian
people.
Slater are different people.
All right. I learned today that Jason really has grown and turned over a new leaf by not including his villainous Meryl Streep in this draft today.
And I have learned that apparently there's really nothing you could put extra sugar on and it won't taste better.
Oh, my goodness. That is perfect. All right. That'll do it for today's episode of the Spitballers podcast. Thank you for subscribing and reviewing. And if you haven't, please do. Until next time, for Al Borland, Jason Moore, Mike Wright, Andy Holloway, farewell.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.